On today's Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show, the Bucks play a little Monday Night Football in the Bay. We've got the highlights from their matchup against the Panthers. Plus, plenty of other teams around the IFL were in action this week. Arizona and San Diego, just a few. We'll get you caught up on all the scores from around the IFL. Plus, we'll take a look ahead as the Bucks prepare to come back to Bismarck and get ready for Quad City. It's all coming up on the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show, which starts right now. Hello everyone, welcome inside this week's Coaches Show. I'm your host, David Sugarman. You might have noticed we didn't have a show last week. 18 inches of snow just got in the way of that a little bit, and us talking about the Bucks' unfortunate tough loss against the Massachusetts Pirates, 54-43. Now, in the hopes of a bounce-back effort, the Bucks traveled to a much kinder climate on Monday night when they got to take on the Bay Area Panthers. The Bucks' first game against one of the IFL's newest franchises. They took the trip to San Jose. We'll pick things up. 3:40 to go in the first. Bucks down 9-3. Quarterback J. Campbell, a 2-yard scamper. Bucks go up 10-9 after the extra point. However, on the ensuing kickoff, Panthers answered right back. Return man Rayshon Pringle turning on the Jets, making a few guys miss. I'll see it in the end zone. 42-yard return, 17-10 Panthers lead. Later in the first, though, Bucks offense, tell you what, they were on a mission tonight. 2nd and 5 from midfield. Campbell, a wide open running back. Ben Glines behind the defense, 25-yard score. We're all locked at 17 at the end of the first quarter. Pick things up early second. Bay Area quarterback Corey Murphy, 3rd and 11, letting it fly. Bad idea in the area of Robert Brown Jr. He picks it off, and the Bucks beginning to turn the tide in this ball game. On the ensuing drive, could the Bucks take advantage? Campbell from a yard out hammers his way in. Bucks on top, 24-17. We stay in the second quarter, and the Bucks just kept it going from their own 22. Campbell, deep ball, touchdown. Edgar Allan Poe Jr. flying into the end zone. First of 2 touchdowns for him on the day. 31-17 Bismarck. 40 seconds to go in the second. It's 31-24 at this point. Campbell on the move. He gets rocked. Never saw it coming. Linebacker Jeffrey Allison runs it back 27 yards, and we are locked at 31 a pop. 33 seconds to go in the half. That's still an eternity in this league. Next drive, new quarterback Taj Tolbert hands it off for Robert Brown after a big kick return. He gets rewarded with a 6-yard touchdown. His brother had the INT. He's got the score. Good day for the Brown family. 17 seconds to go in the second. Already 2 touchdowns in the final minute. We're not done. Reginald Gant Jr., the deflection and the pick. And that's the second interception of the half already. Bucks got 11 seconds to work with. Tolbert for Glines, and he does the rest. Just getting the tough yards, 21-yard score. Glines second of the half. He finished with 3 touchdowns. 45-31 Bismarck going into the locker room. Middle of the third quarter, Bucks up 21 at this point. Tolbert, a 21-yard toss to Brown, his second touchdown. Bucks up 59-31, and they never looked back. Bucks get the job done 76-46 and come back to Bismarck 3-2. A solid 2-0 start on the road. Going 2-6 away from Bismarck all last season. Some other scores from around the IFL. Arizona, no problems with San Diego, 66-33. Green Bay takes down Massachusetts 38-31 in overtime, one of the more exciting games of the weekend. Sioux Falls falls to Iowa 47-37. Duke City taking down the Tucson Sugar Skulls in a close one, 57-52. Bismarck's next opponent, the Quad City Steamwheelers, lose to the Frisco Fighters at home 68-51, and the Northern Arizona Wranglers take down the Vegas Nighthawks 30-20. Time for our first break. When we come back, we'll sit down with Bucks head coach Rod Miller.
Introducing the Bucks Fan Finder Ticket Giveaway. The Bucks are on the hunt, and they have their sights set on you. Before each Bucks home game, the Bucks Fan Finder will be scouting for Bucks fans with a Bucks window sticker. If your Bucks window sticker is spotted, you'll receive 2 tickets to a Bucks home game, plus be entered into the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. So swing by one of these participating sponsors: Advantage Appliance, Simonson Station Stores, North Bismarck, Swing Away Indoor Batting Cages, Mandan, Action Motorsports, Fried Bread Mamas in Gateway Mall, Dakota Nuts and Candy, Bisman Local Food Market, Abra Auto Body, Bismarck, Mandan. Grab a Bucks window sticker and place it in your rear window. For more info and contest rules, visit BismarckBucks.com. Go Bucks! Free tickets to a Bismarck Bucks indoor football game? How? Go to your app store, type weather on Beck News app, hit search, install the app to your Android or Apple device to get personalized forecasts, weather alerts, road conditions, Beck Weather Insight exclusively for you. Then click the Bismarck Bucks free tickets banner anywhere in the app, fill out the information, and submit. You get free reserved seating tickets to a Bismarck Bucks football game from Beck Weather.
Hello everyone, welcome back inside the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show. As we are every week, delighted to be joined by head coach Rod Miller. Coach, first of all, congrats on the victory. Before we dive into the specifics, 2-0 on the road this season, that was a weak spot for last year's team, 2-6 away from Bismarck. What's been the biggest difference in finding some success on the road this year?
You know, we're just coming out, we're playing. You know, I don't look at what we did last year, so that we don't talk about, you know, what our road record was last year. It was just about this season and coming out and playing. You know, we had some things we wanted to accomplish this game, some missions that we worked on, and some insight conversations we had about we wanted to prove to ourselves what we could do and how we're capable of playing for this game. So, you know, those are the type of things that we're taking into focus when we play every game, but we did put emphasis on this game and wanting to go out and do something big and make a statement this weekend.
Quarterback J-Rue Campbell was playing well, left the game after taking a big hit in the second quarter. Before we talk about how well his backup played, Taj Tolbert, what can you tell us about J-Rue's status?
You know, he should be ready to go. He took a big hit, and he got to be precautionary reasons. You know, I love to win, I love to play, but I'm not going to play with anyone's health. So at that time, he needed to sit down for a little bit and talk about some things, and that was the best decision moving forward, to make sure that he's there for the long run, not just to kind of force him back to play the second half. So that's kind of what that situation was, but, you know, he should be good to go with some rest and some treatment. He should be good to go this weekend.
Offense did not look like it missed a beat without him. Taj Tolbert came in, 4 total touchdowns, 3 through the air. How impressive was he coming off the bench after not having played for a couple of weeks?
You know, Taj, he's taking it well, but he prepares every week, every day, every week when practice, you know. So we knew he was ready to go. We had confidence in him. The main thing is he had confidence in himself. You know, he knew the game plan. They practiced. Both quarterbacks get practice reps, you know, what we're doing. So we felt comfortable with Taj coming in. He's seen some maturity in him this, last couple of weeks as he's, sat back and accepted his role, but at the same time keeping himself ready. And he tells me every day, I'll be ready if you need me. So he definitely was ready this week.
Feels like every week, but particularly this past week, there are just a plethora of weapons getting the job done. Ben Glines, Rob Brown, and Edgar Allan Poe Jr., all with multiple touchdowns. Right. How much fun is it to coach an offense where pretty much anybody can have a big day any week?
And that's a good thing. And we preach that all the time. We want to be an offense that we don't rely on just one person. And you want to have different weapons. And that's what we preach to everybody. Somebody's going to do good one week, and somebody's going to try to take that person away, so the next guy has to step up. So when you can distribute the ball, move the ball around, that makes it tough on the defense because, they don't know who to stop and where to go.
76 points jumps off the page, and for good reason. However, it felt like the tide of the game started to turn in that second quarter with the turnovers, forced 2 interceptions in that second quarter. At the time, how crucial were those?
That was very crucial, because we were ahead, and then we had the turnover, and they got the score, and able to tie the game, late in the second quarter. So, getting that situation, I told those guys, and we were able to basically get, 2 touchdowns and a stop, in a matter within basically a minute and a half. So that was very crucial because we preach every game, we want to make sure we control the end of each half, because in this game we want to be ahead at the end of each half. So that was very critical for us going into halftime with that momentum, and then we wanted to talk about at halftime that we capitalized off the momentum and keep it going, which we were able to do.
At every level of football, forcing turnovers is really big. That's not new, but particularly in the IFL where the rules skew towards the offense pretty heavily. How much more critical is it when you can force a couple turnovers?
It's very critical, because our goal is to try to get, average 3 stops a game. If you get 4 stops, you're supposed to win a game, So that's what we're trying to do, make sure we get multiple stops each game, and we want to try to score points on every possession. And it's funny because I told Chase this week, I love to see you, but I want to see you kicking PATs instead of field goals, because that means we're scoring touchdowns. So, we joked about it, but that ended up happening. So, maybe I have to make that joke every week so we can keep that going. But that's always good for us. We want to score and get stops defensively, and we're able to stop and score, which is big. That's how you win these games.
One guy who wasn't on the roster at the beginning of the season but really played well this week was defensive back Reginald Gant. 2 interceptions and 8 tackles this past week. What does he bring to the table?
He's an aggressive player, and he's a good player and makes some things. He made some good plays. He also made a couple mistakes playing, but, we know that he's a good guy. He's a good player for us. He started off the season on injured reserve with a hamstring injury. So, he was just baiting his time to get healthy and opportunity to play, and he came in and took advantage of opportunities. We tell these guys, your chance comes and your name is called, you got to make sure you're ready to step up. So he did a good job of doing that this past weekend.
Turning our attention to this week, the Bucks welcome in the Quad City Steamwheelers. A lot of familiar faces on the other sideline. Their head coach, Corey Ross, was the offensive coordinator for Bismarck last season. Several former Bucks players on the team now. What is it going to be like before the game, seeing these guys again?
Before the game, it's always, friendly atmosphere. You say hello to everybody and catch up, see how everybody's doing. But once that's over, it's time to go to play. I appreciate having Corey here last year. I appreciate having those players here last year, but that was last year. But now they're the enemy. So we have to go out and make sure we take care of business. We want to make sure we win this game, and that's what they're going to try to do too as well. But, we'll have our friendship before the game. During those 60 minutes, we're on different sides of the ball, and then after those 60 minutes are over, then you'll be friends again. And hopefully, like I said, we'll have the positive conversation after the game.
Speaking of those enemies, they got a pretty good run game, the Quad City Steamwheelers, 4th in the IFL, and they do it in a variety of ways. How do you game plan to slow that down?
We just have to make sure our guys are in the right positions, and when we're doing our defense assignments, if you have your gap, you have to be in your gap and be ready to go. Corey getting EJ back was huge for them. He's an all-star in this league before, so we know we're going to have a tough task and on a short week as well. But, hey, again, it's another challenge that we have to look forward to, and we're going to prepare and go out and play.
Big picture, this is the first of 3 straight games at home, and then you get 6 out of your last 8 on the road. Given that, how important is it to at least come out over 500 in this 3-game stretch?
Oh, we definitely, we want to try to win every single game. Maybe we take every game one by one, and we're going to go 1-0 each week is our goal. We want to look at the quarter. We're in the midst of the second quarter right now. We call it second quarter of the season. So we just won the first game of the first quarter. We got 3 more to go. So we get home stands to finish out the second quarter of the season. So we definitely want to come out above 500, and we want to come out and play hard because, like I said, we're on the road after that. We're road warriors. But to win championship, like I tell everybody, you got to win at home and on the road. So we're up for task for both.
Keeping all that in mind, now it's time to give somebody a chance to win a turf table at an upcoming Bucks home game. And like we said, there's a lot of them coming up. So what is our key word for the week this week, Coach?
Our key word is invest. We told our guys, we need to invest in ourselves and make sure we're the team we need to be. You need to invest your time, make sure you spend your time wisely, watching your film, taking care of your bodies, doing the things we need to do to be champions. And that was one of the things we looked at this week is make sure we're investing ourselves and those players invest in themselves to do what it takes to be a winner each week and be a champion. So that's our key word for this week is invest.
Invest is the key word. Take that to the Bucks social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for a chance to win a turf table at an upcoming Bucks home game. Coach, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck this week, and please go home, get some rest. I know you just got in
Definitely
a couple hours ago.
Definitely
Bucks
will.
head coach Ron Miller. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll dive in a little bit further into this week's matchup.
Beck News is your leader in local. Beck specials and live information for you. Original programming. exclusive local sports. Beck is local for you. Uncensored topics and uncensored opinions. Unapologetic politics, where all sides are represented. Full episodes online anytime at beck.news. All in one network. Your leader in local, Beck News. Introducing the Bucks Fan Finder Ticket Giveaway. The Bucks are on the hunt and they have their sights set on you. Before each Bucks home game, the Bucks Fan Finder will be scouting for Bucks fans with a Bucks window sticker. If your Bucks window sticker is spotted, you'll receive 2 tickets to a Bucks home game, plus be entered into the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. So swing by one of these participating sponsors. Northwest Tire of Bismarck Mandan, Capitol Heights Auto Clinic, 12 Stones Coffee, Papa Murphy's on Mapleton Avenue, Kroll's in Mandan, Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Pizza Ranch. Grab a Bucks window sticker and place it in your rear window. For more info and contest rules, visit BismarckBucks.com. Go Bucks!
Welcome back inside the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show, and this week we are joined by the play-by-play man for this week's broadcast, Noah Reed. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So let's dive a little bit deeper into this matchup with Quad City. They're a team that's 2-3, and statistically, they're sort of stuck in the middle of the pack. 8th in overall scoring offense, 9th in scoring defense. Given that, what, when you look deeper, does stand out that the Bucks need to be ready for?
Well, I think they've got a really good defense. And this Quad City team, they're not going to allow you to go out and score 76 like the Bucks did against Bay Area this past week on Monday. But in the same token, they did just give up 68 against Frisco in a loss at home on Saturday. But outside of that, if you take away that one loss against Frisco, the first 4 games of the season, their defense was giving up less than 30 points per game. So they want this to be a low-scoring, defensive-minded game. They run the football a lot more than they pass it. And not that that's a huge difference maker in the IFL because the clock's always running, so it doesn't matter that you're stopping the clock because that just doesn't happen. But the same token, in this league, you pass the ball a lot more than you run. That's not really the case with Quad Cities. This team likes to run with their running backs. They like to run with their 2 quarterbacks. It's a very slow it down, limit the possession kind of game for this team. And so that's what they want to do more than anything. And I think that's kind of their game plan coming into this week.
You parlayed perfectly into what I want to touch on next. 2 quarterbacks. We've seen a lot of Aaron Aiken and E.J. Hillard. What different skill sets do those guys bring to the table?
Well, both run it really well. I mean, let's start there because they both like to run the ball more than they throw. And Aaron Aiken has been the guy most of the season. He has more rushing attempts than he has completions this year, to kind of give a little bit of context of how much they like to run the ball more than they like to pass it. On the flip side of things with Hillard, though, he's a guy who just got signed about a week ago. He's only been with the team for a week. And I think that, and I don't know this for sure, but I think that this might end up being his team moving forward because he was the Offensive Player of the Year in the IFL in 2019, the last time that Quad City actually had a season. 2020 gets canceled with COVID. 2021, the Steam Wheelers elect to not play because of some COVID protocols. So the last time they actually had a season, he was the guy that was the Offensive Player of the Year in the entire league. And now that he gets more comfortable, he gets back into the fold of things, I think that is going to be the guy moving forward.
Yeah, just heard Coach Miller touch on him, and he's a problem that they got to be ready for. And something of an extra layer to this matchup. A lot of familiar faces coming back to Bismarck. Quad City head coach Corey Ross was the Bismarck Bucks offensive coordinator last year. Several former Bucks are now on the Quad City roster. What do you think that maybe adds to this matchup?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. There's going to be a little bit of added entertainment value. You got Corey Ross, who's the head coach, and you got a couple players. You know, I mean, Mike Kerrigan, wide receiver, Sterling Clark, who we all know him as maybe the biggest personality that was with the Bucks last year. He's with Quad City this year. So it's just going to be fun, and I think, you know, some of their front office too with Destiny and Jared were also here with Bismarck. They're now with Quad City this year. So it's going to be a fun fun atmosphere, and you heard Coach talk about it a little bit. They're all friends. They're going to enjoy getting to be with one another before the game. But then as soon as that 60 minutes starts, you can forget about that. They're the enemy. They're trying to win.
And Sterling would be insulted on top of biggest personality if we did not mention the most fashionable,
yes.
at least self-proclaimed and Shields approved most fashionable player on the Bucks. Hopefully he's brought that to Illinois with him. As we continue to get ready for this matchup, especially taking a look at maybe some shortcomings from the Bucks the first 5 or so weeks of the season, if you're boiling it down to 1 or 2 big keys, what are the biggest things to a victory in your mind from Bismarck this week?
You know, you can dig into a lot of X's and O's, and we could do that. But for me, and maybe this week more than any other week all season long, it's taking care of your body. I mean, because this was a really quick turnaround for the Bucks. There's not often where you only have 5 days in between games. They just got done playing Monday night, had a really long travel day where they didn't even get back to Bismarck until 4:45 a.m. this morning. So Coach Miller, after a couple hours of sleep, was here in the studio talking with you. But then when you think about that, where you don't even get back to almost 5 a.m., today may not be the most productive day for them. They'll get some film in, maybe some practice, but it's not going to be your most productive day. So then you boil it down to, hey, we've got Thursday and Friday to get ready. So it's a lot of taking care of your body, getting the treatment, especially a guy like J. Rue Campbell who got injured in that game, the starting quarterback, but also watching film, making sure that you know the scouting report and that you're really ready to key in on this Quad City team because they had a lot more time to get ready for you than what you have to get ready for them. So sure, there's different things we can talk about. I think the defense is important. I think continuing the offensive power that you had on Monday is important. But for me, it's the off the field stuff where you're taking care of your body, you're watching film, you know the scouting report, you know the game plan, because if you don't know that stuff, if you're not sharp on that, Quad City could come in here and get a road win.
Bucks trying to start a 3-game homestand off on the right note. That first game, will be Saturday at 7:05. This guy will be on the play-by-play for us here at Beck Sports. Noah Reed, thanks so much for joining us, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me, David. Go Bucks.
All right, we'll take a short break and come back and wrap things up here on the Coaches Show.
Introducing the Bucks Fan Finder Ticket Giveaway. The Bucks are on the hunt, and they have their sights set on you. Before each Bucks home game, the Bucks Fan Finder will be scouting for Bucks fans with a Bucks window sticker. If your Bucks window sticker is spotted, you'll receive 2 tickets to a Bucks home game, plus be entered into the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. So swing by one of these participating sponsors: Advantage Appliance, Simonson Station Stores, North Bismarck, Swing Away Indoor Batting Cages, Mandan, Action Motorsports, Fried Bread Mamas in Gateway Mall, Dakota Nuts and Candy, Bisman Local Food Market, Abra Auto Body, Bismarck, Mandan. Grab a Bucks window sticker and place it in your rear window. For more info and contest rules, visit BismarckBucks.com. Go Bucks! Free tickets to a Bismarck Bucks indoor football game? How? Go to your app store, type weather on Beck News app, hit search, install the app to your Android or Apple device to get personalized forecasts, weather alerts, road conditions, Beck Weather Insight exclusively for you. Then click the Bismarck Bucks free tickets banner anywhere in the app, fill out the information, and submit. You get free reserved seating tickets to a Bismarck Bucks football game from Beck Weather.
Who do you trust with your digital life? Not all cloud backup providers keep your data truly private. Beck Cloud Backup uses advanced multi-layer encryption to keep your family photos, videos, and sensitive business documents secure and only for your eyes. Your Beck Lightband Internet service already includes 50 gigs of free storage to keep your digital life safe and secure. Call us at 701-475-2361 to start using your Beck Cloud Backup today.
Welcome back inside the Coaches Show, everybody. In the win over Bay Area, the Bucks forced 3 turnovers, and in that defensive performance, there was no shortage of big hits. Given that, let's present to you our Abra hit of the game. In the third quarter, with the Bucks already up 28, Panthers quarterback Joe Newman finds Dwayne Gary, who stopped dead in his tracks. Reginald Gant Jr., Kyle Smith, and Jeff Branch all in on the stop to make sure Gary didn't get anything going. That's this week's Hit of the Game, brought to you by Abra. And of course, we got to end the show with letting you know who our code word of the week winner is, and that is one Josh Teets. Josh, congratulations. You got a VIP turf table coming your way. We'll be getting in touch with you very soon. Keep an eye on your inbox. If you want to be like Josh, Bucks got a 3-game homestand coming up, and you want to win a turf table at one of those home games, listen up right now. Pay attention. Get your phones out. Take a picture of this week's code word. That is invest. The Bucks are trying to invest, especially in their bodies and in their minds right now. It is a short week for Bismarck. They just got back early this morning, late this morning, however you want to call it, about 4 in the morning, they got back to Bismarck. So they're trying to rest up and get a quick turnaround for Saturday's game and invest in their body and their recovery. Before we go, let's take a quick look at the Bucks' upcoming schedule. Like we just touched on, 3-game homestand coming up. It's Quad City this week. Next Sunday, it's the San Diego Strike Force, and after that, it is the Green Bay Blizzard, their third matchup with the Green Bay so far this season. After that, that's really why they got to take advantage, because then the Bucks go 6 out of their last 8 on the road, including 3 straight, and then they come back home June 4th for the Frisco Fighters, back on the road for 2 straight games, come home one last time, and then they finish on the road July 9th in northern Arizona against the Wranglers. So a 3-game homestand coming up, critical, and this Saturday, 7:05 is when they'll kick off against the Quad City Steamwheelers. That'll do it for this week's Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show. One more reminder, this Saturday, 7:05, 6:30 pregame is when things will kick off on Beck Sports. It's the Bismarck Bucks and the Quad City Steamwheelers. Until then, I'm David Sugarman. Have a safe week, everybody.
Tickets to a Bismarck Bucks indoor football game? How? Go to your app store, type weather on Beck News app, hit search, install the app to your Android or Apple device to get personalized forecasts, weather alerts, road conditions, Beck Weather Insight exclusively for you. Then click the Bismarck Bucks free tickets banner anywhere in the app, fill out the information, and submit. You get free reserved seating tickets to a Bismarck Bucks football game from Beck Weather. Introducing the Bucks Fan Finder Ticket Giveaway. The Bucks are on the hunt, and they have their sights set on you. Before each Bucks home game, the Bucks Fan Finder will be scouting for Bucks fans with a Bucks window sticker. If your Bucks window sticker is spotted, you'll receive 2 tickets to a Bucks home game, plus be entered into the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. So swing by one of these participating sponsors: Northwest Tire of Bismarck Mandan, Capitol Heights Auto Clinic, 12 Stones Coffee, Papa Murphy's on Mapleton Avenue, Kroll's in Mandan, Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Pizza Ranch. Grab a Bucks window sticker and place it in your rear window. For more info and contest rules, visit BismarckBucks.com. Go Bucks!